HiWEB-Interactive, show number 3 from March 20th, 2008. Thanks for joining us tonight on HiWEB-Interactive. I've got some good topics to discuss with you. And just to kick it off, welcome to HiWEB-Interactive, bringing you information from the edge of technology. This is a summary of news and technology highlights from the previous week. Airing Thursdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. I like to do about 15 minutes of pre-show and then kick off the recording around 8:15. You can see this show on live.hiweb.net as well as archived versions there as well, or archived shows. Hot news topics this week include Microsoft Service Pack 1 officially released on Tuesday. Apple security updates, fairly quiet but here. In-flight internet cleared for takeoff. And Apple snags 14% of total U.S. PC sales. Apple also unleashes a new Safari browser. And VLC player vulnerability, remote hijack discovered in VLC player. Also a RFID hack that has just recently been posted. So let's talk about these news topics. There goes my microphone falling over. I'm trying a new microphone stand here just to kind of keep things going, a little better sound. I ordered a new one from bswusa.com, a mount stand, but I haven't received it yet, so I'm going to improvise with this one for now. But to talk about some of our highlights, I've got some eye candy for the screen. So Vista Service Pack 1 released this week. I loaded it on 3 different machines and looks fine for me. I didn't notice any great performance increases in that, but I have heard rumors of noticeable performance increases, something of the sort of 38% when people were rendering video using Service Pack 1 over the standard Vista release. The bug fix, there's mostly just some simple bug fixes and performance tweaks in it, but Service Pack 1 is officially here. Microsoft seemed to have straightened out all the problems, and I haven't heard any horror stories about Service Pack 1 yet. So yeah, that's only from one source, the performance increase. I haven't noticed anything on any of my systems. I've loaded the Service Pack on 3 systems, and I have probably a handful, a half dozen folks that I know of that have loaded on their systems. So it's a good start to it, and no one's had to experience a crash or any blue screens of death or anything like that on their systems. So story number. Actually, I see my thing was already rolling. So story number 2 was Apple security update. Apple came out with a security update this week with some 95 security holes patched. Most of these holes did not affect the latest OS X 10.5 version. However, the security patch did take care of 10 security holes in the Apache web server, 10 security holes on the PHP, and 14 on the X11. The software update can be acquired through the standard window or standard Apple software update, or go to apple.com to acquire this. The size of the update ranges from 50 to 108 megabytes, and I'd say it's well worth it. It comes bundled with a Safari update, as well as, like I said, there's 95 security holes patched in your operating system. So if you're running OS X or Leopard or any of the Apple operating systems, you want to make sure to do your software update. Topic number 3 I had for this week is the in-flight internet cleared for takeoff. Broadband in the sky. So now on your international and national flights, you'll be able to use your Wi-Fi card in the airplane to access 2 megabits per second high-speed broadband connections. Some of the airlines have concerns over using voice over IP just because it can be a disturbance in the air, but most of the airlines are moving forward with it. They have various different plans. Some of the airlines are giving it away for free. For instance, JetBlue has something called Free Beta Blue, and they're giving it away for free on select flights. And then some of the other airlines are charging anywhere from $9.95 to $12.95 for internet access. So that's something that's going to be good for us. And if you travel a lot, I know people will love getting the internet in the sky. So let's move on to, I think that was this, let's see, so the next story is the Apple story about Apple snagging 14% of U.S. PC sales. Just announced this week, Apple shipments are up 9% from the previous year, and their sales are up 5%. Their Apple notebooks rose 64% over the previous year. So that says something about Apple kind of taking a bite out of the total PC personal computer sales in this country, and that they're, you know, snagging up a lot more of the sales than they were last year compared to the Windows PC-based platform. Some of the other notes here I have, I guess last year, 2007, the Mac unit share was at 9%, where this year it was at a total of 14%, where the revenues went from 16% to 25%. So Apple continues to take a poke at the enterprise and corporate space as far as getting their computers into the corporate space. Something I already mentioned in the Apple updates that came out, Safari, Apple unleashes a new version of Safari web browser, claiming it to be the fastest browser available. You can see on the screen there, I have a small little screen snapshot. The blue at the top is the speed and response time of the Safari compared to some of the other browsers. Apple stating that their browser is 1.9 times faster than Internet Explorer and 1.7 times faster than Firefox. So that's something to be said. Safari, so you guys know, Safari can also be loaded on a PC. So if you haven't tried it out on your PC, you might want to check it out, being that their claims are that Safari is a much faster browser. So that's a good thing that I wanted to bring up there. Story number 6 here. I wanted everyone to know that there's been discovered this week a VLC vulnerability to remote hijack. VLC is a common media player that lots of people use on their systems, and this vulnerability has been discovered in the latest version of VLC. It's a buffer overflow, and it has to do with subtitles. So one way that this vulnerability is taken is exploited is if you load subtitles. So one way you can prevent your machine from being compromised is do not load subtitles. This machine, or this VLC player, works on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and this buffer overflow exploit has been on each of those platforms, so Windows, Mac, and Linux, and it is the latest version. So again, VLC vulnerability with buffer overflows when you run subtitles. So bottom line is, don't run subtitles if you're running VLC. The only way around this for now is to grab the latest nightly build, but the downside of that is it might not be as stable as the latest release. So you can just think about that if you're running VLC. A lot of folks that I spoke with said, why not just run Microsoft Media Player with with the additional codec pack, and it doesn't have that vulnerabilities. But I know I've heard lots of talk about people running VLC and that sort of thing. Story number 4 that I have here is an RFID hack. So there's been reports of a person buying an $8 device on eBay and using it via serial or USB to a computer to sniff personal information off of an RFID-enabled credit card. So the question here, is RFID safe, and are credit card companies protecting the consumer when they start integrating the RFID tags? Something to be said there. Looks like Echo, you take some action on that. RFID should be banned. Yeah, it's questionable about what RFID, what should happen there. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what we can do moving forward. But just so you guys are aware, a standard geek like myself bought $8 worth of hardware and did a presentation while he was replicating he was in a store walking up to someone just as they were sliding the card across their RFID reader, and was able to sniff their name, their credit card number, and any other information that the credit card company decides to put on that RFID tag.